of the players on your screens here. It's a whole lot of gamers. 60 players in total will be dropping into our maps here at the start of each game. See it here on the stage. Erangel for map number 1 as the plane gets underway. We'll see here in just a second where we're going to be dropping, but the thing to look out for, once again, will be hot drops. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, it's going to be about who changes it up and who starts to get way more aggressive than yesterday. We knew that yesterday was going to be a bit more passive. People were going to take their time and learning how the lobby was going to play out. Of course, when you throw all these teams from different regions together, things kind of change. It's not your normal regional meta, so you have to adapt to where your enemies are going to be dropping, and then you're rotating as well. And as you can see the plane path, it is a bit of a doozy to start off the day. I'm not sure how teams are going to feel about this. Milta has become pretty inaccessible. The teams that were dropping Yasnaya yesterday, there was 2 of them, I believe it was Orange and Tempo maybe. They will struggle to get there. And that means there's a lot less loot on the map. So we see Team Queso will be very happy with this plan. It gets them down into their loot location very quickly around that ferry pier area.
I think the only team that's going to be significantly disadvantaged by this are Synergy, because they normally drop way over near prison. The good news is that as they go over that way, they should be pretty much untouched, but still going to be a bit of a difficult one for them. Omen have also been moving way out of their normal position, going over towards the right-hand side of the map, so we'll see where they end up dropping. They're still in the air at the moment, as far as I can see on the map, so let's keep an eye on that. 4 AM on your screens. Currently, our kill leaders, very good day from them yesterday. They'll be looking to equal today.
Honestly, it's hard to call against it, but surely they can't have a day that good again. Surely that
I mean,
the buck stops somewhere.
Right?
Something does have to give. It's statistically improbable that they have a day that good. But then again, we can see stranger things happen. That's actually a pretty friendly first circle.
Really
Considering the plane path and the fact that the right-hand side of the map was unused, I guess. That's a pretty friendly plane path to start the day off and pretty friendly circle to match.
So Omen have chosen to go to school. Solar up in Roshok by the looks of things. So 2 of our teams have shifted their looting spots to be substantially more to the west. Seoul have actually gone a little bit north. They were dropping at school yesterday. They're in Roshok now, but they will get that one for free. Mega on the move down on the military island, but already leaving it as well. DKG and FFQ are going to be free to loot up down there. DKG have got Nova to themselves, FFQ the remainder of the island, as Mega are already rotating out, but they're going to be heading over towards Milta by the looks of things, and Milta Power, and because of the plane path being the way it was and the circle where it is, they can be very confident that no one has been over there.
Certainly can. As we get more inland towards the farm area where Orange will find themselves, the looting. They had an okay day, not something you'd want to take. They're sitting middle of the pack. They just want... A lot of these Southeast Asian teams are actually sitting in the middle of that pack area. Same with some of these South Asian teams. Synergy had a decent enough day. Yudu Gank started off well, but didn't manage to close it out. Fnatic on your screens, they're ones that really need to lift today. Tempo in Pachinki, of course, they are. They've dropped here every lobby that they possibly can. Fire starting off with the Bison, but looks like Ronak's going to be able to squeak away as he goes down the Deflate in the Dacia. Orange very keen to maybe get some blood on the board early days.
This is not the first time that Fnatic have been caught off drop as well on very early rotations, so they have taken some shots. So they won't be punished for it this time, but it's certainly been a bit of a common theme that they've had some early pressure put onto them in the last couple of days. Well, I say couple of days. I'm so used to these events being longer. The last day, last couple of maps.
Seoul controlling Roshok. That is a decent loot location, actually, to have all by yourself. You get a lot of loot there, and maybe you can rotate school apartments if you didn't see anyone drop there. Pretty easy to get out of. You can go across the river if you think the circle's heading north early on. You do. All the way up the top. That is Severny they will be occupying. Omen getting some scraps just outside Pachinki, between Pachinki and school, the road along there. Now, they are going to look to have a bigger day, Omen. Definitely disappointed the way they started off the tournament yesterday. But only halfway through, things can turn around. If they can net themselves maybe a top 8 position from today, then they'll be very pleased with that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, for them to make it into... I mean, I don't want to say it's impossible, but for them to make it into competition for even top 3, they're going to need to average, like, 30 points a game.
Yeah.
More than the Chinese teams.
They would need an awful lot of circle luck as well. That was something that I spoke to them earlier.
Yeah.
They were mentioning they didn't feel like they were getting any of the circle luck at all yesterday.
I would agree with them. They had some real rough times.
It's okay. It can always turn around. That's the beautiful thing about Peacekeeper Elite. Team Unique, they didn't really have a game to write home, but they had that one performance on Miramar where they started to kill everything that moved. They started to show signs of life of what they could be, but they haven't been able to string a few games together. The team that has is Cloud9 roster, who has done North America very proud.
The hope of North America right now is exactly what I was going to say. They've had some very, very good performances. Their worst performance yesterday was a third with no kills. Their best was a win. So they've been playing very, very well indeed, as have 4AM though. So it's not going to be an easy thing at all for Cloud9 to stay in this one, but they've certainly played well off of the start. We might have a little bit of a battle here depending on this rotations timings. FFQ are just starting to rotate off the northwestern bridge of the military island, and there is teams going along the road there, but looks like Fnatic have stopped for now, and that's the one team that could have run into them, so looks like they'll be okay.
Ooh, order dropping low from XQF. He's now aware that there is another team in the vicinity. Tempo Storm were the ones that are taking shots. That'd be a big clash to start the day off.
If Tempo, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Tempo get a kill or a knock and they can confirm that this is XQF. I wouldn't be surprised to see them fight this straight up.
I'd like to see teams be more aggressive onto XQF and 4AM. We saw yesterday that occasionally there would be a knock come across and then the team would disengage completely, just respecting the fact that it was that team and they didn't really favor themselves in a head-to-head fight. Now, that's all great, but you're essentially gifting points and gifting opportunities to those two teams to progress further in the tournament by leaving them alone. Like, if you can eliminate one or two players, but you lose out completely, then you're still hindering that team quite heavily.
Yeah,
So
there comes a point where...
there is a bigger picture.
Yeah, like, there comes a point where respecting a team you think is better than you will actually be worse than if you didn't. Like, sure, you're not going to die in the moment if you don't fight them, but in the overall context of the tournament, if you can take them out or even halve their strength if you go down, then overall that's better for you and everyone else because they gain less points, which means the field can catch up a little bit. So have to see which way it's going to go. Seoul here, another team will be looking to have a better time today.
This is cheeky.
Mega actually.
This is very cheeky.
To camp the bridge. It's an angle I've not seen before.
He's got to be a little careful. It doesn't look like he's equipped too well. It looks like a level 1 silly hat. It is, and a level 1 silly vest. This is all information.
He's going to let him go by.
Pulls out the mini, got the M4. Oh, Crazy might be in a lot of trouble here. He spotted that this is the last rotator.
Yeah, he's so late as well. He could just grab that kill and be untouched. He can go straight off the bridge into the water.
No.
Holds the trigger. Holds the trigger.
So, maybe, has he got a vehicle to get out? Doesn't look like it.
No. I mean... See, I thought his play there would be to take out the last player and just drop off the bridge into the water or something and just immediately be out of the way. Unless they want to commit back for him.
To pick him up. Yeah, they're coming back for him.
Mega will come back for him, but they don't get any kills, but they also get a lot of info, so...
But they've hindered themselves, making their rotation longer, essentially.
Yeah,
so
and that could have also been... I mean, I don't know where the other players were in the cars that are only just going to pick him up now. If they could have been on the move 10 seconds earlier, then he could have grabbed that fourth player and then just bailed immediately. But UKG actually going to go... Well, they were going to go quite orange there, but no, they've just dropped off a player and keep moving. Speaking of orange, that car is very bright.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Not exactly subtle.
Not exactly the camouflage that you'd expect in these conditions when you are...
Wait a minute. Is Paraboy fighting...
I don't want to know what Paraboy's doing. He's crazy.
Is he the only one of his team here with Tempo?
Well, we saw the XQF very close to Tempo before.
They are, but I think they're just all further away.
I mean, that is something that we did hear the Chinese teams were very fond of doing, was splitting up into these 4 directions, finding a team to fight, and then regrouping to fight them, as we see Always getting sprayed down. Cool Boy. XQF claimed the first kill of the day yesterday. Paraboy sniping him again, it is!
He was waiting for that one perfectly. His teammates flushed him straight into him. That does mean a Tempo are going to know where he's coming from, so he probably will have to fall back a little bit, but no, never mind. He's just going straight for them. They'll know he's here. They've heard the gunfire. They've seen the knock, but still got to be a little bit careful. That said, if you do see gunfire and then you see an XQF knock, at least you know they're close by.
Yeah, but that's information. But how fitting is that? Paraboy gets the first kill yesterday, and he gets the first one today as well.
Opening frags for both days of PC.
It really is just his world, isn't it?
We're all living in it.
Yeah, we certainly are.
Orange doing some looting. Synergy the same, trying to pick up on whatever's been left from when other teams have swept through. Despite that first pick, once again going against Fnatic, which is not the first time we've said that. There hasn't really been too much action just yet. There was a chance if Mega had chosen to go for that last DKG player, but they've not done it. And by the looks, FFQ have actually taken up their position on that Western Military Island bridge.
XQF
being a bit careful now.
Yeah, XQF you can see on the minimap. XQF were keeping a very, very close eye on this Tempo Storm team. I'm not sure if they know exactly what team it is, but I can assure you if they do find out it's Tempo, they might start to get a little bit more aggressive. Cloud9 still posted up. No reason for them to move just yet as the first zone does start to close in.
They're pretty central at this point.
Gakka's in a decent position, considering that it has to move away from the military island, you'd assume, and away from the water.
Yeah,
Gakka's actually pretty decent.
Overall, it's going to go northeast-ish when it starts to move away from water.
Well, that's what you'd assume.
Yeah, I mean, we've also been boomed by some real harsh circles in previous times, or just hardship to wherever they feel like, so we will see, but looks like most of our teams now do have some decent positioning. Of note, Omen are in the circle and very central, so looks like things will be a little bit kinder to them today, at least off the start. They do have teams rotating in behind them, though. Mega, DKG, Orange, all coming that way.
Wouldn't be too keen to face off against DKG. They think they have a point to prove. They are the third of the 3 Chinese teams at the moment, so I think that they might want to come out swinging, maybe catch up their brethren.
I mean, they're still very close. It's 18 points between 4th and 1st, 17 between 3rd and 1st, as DKG and C9 are only a point apart. There is the shift. It is northeast, straight onto the land. So for once, the circle does what we think it should do.
Yeah, it's done what it's told,
nice.
Which is, yeah.
Oh, here's a Team Queso grabbing a crate with an AUG and some fresh level 3s in it.
You do love to see that. Level 3s go very well in these gunfights. It's always nice to have that level 3 silly hat protecting your head in these conditions.
Is there a serious hat in the game, or you just call everything silly hats?
No, I mean, they look silly. They look awfully silly. It's a giant black bucket hat, pretty much.
You're right, but it protects your head from bullets, and that's the real
Certainly
win.
does, and that's its goal. So it achieves its goal, which is nice.
Now, Seoul here, I think they looked a bit closer to the map than they were. I think they are far enough away from Tempo to be fine.
XQF are definitely on the move. They've rotated quite far. They're sitting actually in between Cloud9 and Seoul at the moment. They've rotated very, very central, just east of Gakka. Ronak has been caught out by 4 AM, and that's
Fnatic
another
again.
kill going their way. But Scouts actually returned onto Sark and onto Hasaki. So Scouts managed to find himself 2 here. The 1v1 duels, he's proving that he's up to the task. But here he comes, the leader so far. Hasaki's actually been confirmed out, so 4AM losing members early.
I really think Fnatic should be pushing this. This is 100% an engagement that you don't want to try and get away from. 4AM are a terrifying team, but you've still got to go for it and do what you can. They're already down low enough in points. If they can stop 4AM here, or at least hinder them, that'll be big. They've already knocked out 1 player, but they've taken some damage themselves. In fact, 2 players down for Fnatic.
Yeah, Scout's on the move. Ash is hopping into the dance here as well and trying to get out of there best he can. Will he manage to escape? No, he's in here with the mini Uzi. Has found him from quite a distance. Scout managing to get 1 point up on the board though for Fnatic. So they're not going to end on a goose egg, worst case scenario, but he is now the last player remaining as we see DKG get into the action as well on the southern side versus Orange. That was only a matter of time. Moxon manages to claim 1 of the kills and revive his mate who fell out of a car, funnily enough. So
not the first time we've seen that from DKG.
No, they do struggle with vehicles and the concept of stopping them. But
wear your seatbelts, boys. Stop the car first.
Oh, there you go. Oh. Right on cue. Austin takes a spill.
That was, yeah. Flipped his car and blew it up. I'm guessing. We didn't see it, but who knows.
Did he actually? He's just knocked, so I don't think he blew it up. I think he just took a spill.
It was an explosion icon, so don't know. Ash is going to get confirmed for Fnatic.
Cool.
It's tough to call because they would be outgunned, but I would have liked to see Fnatic just hard commit to that gunfight. You're not going to do too much better than that running away. You are probably going to lose a couple players, and they did. So,
yeah.
I mean, it probably would have been the end of them in this game, but I would have liked to see them commit a little bit harder to 4 AM, try and put the hurt on after they got that first knock, but Both decisions, of course, have their merit. If they can get away cleanly, they were just punished for it and only have one up now. But at least they've helped out the rest of the lobby by getting rid of one of 4AM's players.
Yeah, it wasn't the big gun. It wasn't the scary Svanovo. He, at the moment, him and Paraboy have been absolutely lights out ahead of the competition. They're really vying for that kill leader, which has a little bit of a prize pool with it too, actually. The kill leader and the MVP, they both get themselves a little personal prize at the end of the day. XQF have been slowly encroaching on Seoul. They've spotted players out. Order with the M24 and the 6 times I believe he had on it has spotted players in the windows of this building. So it's only a matter of time before they choose to advance on it. Depends where the next circle does lie. This is going to be the replay. This is going to be Svanovo taking Ronak out. Missed that on screen, but luckily we do have the replay system here to catch us all up.
Now, a lot of the duels that we're seeing between the Chinese teams and other teams don't matter so much for the other teams that are in them. Like, if Fnatic take out 4AM, that doesn't matter too much for Fnatic because that burst of points is not going to push them substantially up the leaderboard. However, if the Chinese teams, if any of them do get taken out that early on, while it might not help the team who take them out, depending on who it is, it's going to massively help the rest of the lobby. As all of a sudden, you know, like C9 are 1 point off third place. They're only 18 points off first. The gap between first, second, third, and fourth is relatively small. If any of the teams in pretty much the top 5 go out early, it's going to be a big opportunity for the teams below them to catch up. Like, I think 6 through 8-ish only need about 10 points to catch Tempo. Tempo only need, they need about 20, I think. But they've got to do some serious work to catch up. But anyway, keep an eye for the 3 Chinese teams in Cloud9. If any of them go out early, then the lobby and the order of the rankings outside of just this game, talking about the overall tournament, could be shaken up.
Certainly could, as things have all gone quiet on the Western Front. Players rotating in finally as the circle does close in. It will be the 3rd shift, so it's not going to be one of the scary ones, but it's going to be one of the ones that start to shove players together, and you might start to see a few players picked off in rotation just because of the proximity. There is a lovely windy road in the middle of this circle, splitting it about 50-50. A lot of open field as well still in the play. The South Gakka fields are all open.
Goodness me. By the way, on your screens there, 4AM, average points on Erangel, 22.5. Average place of 5th, I think I saw.
Well, they're going to up those averages. Paraboy and Coolboy have hopped in the car as soon as that knocks come out. Are they moving towards to capitalize?
C9 have to be careful. They know that's a possibility. All these teams in the top 3 and 4 will want to take each other out if they get the opportunity. It's a big points boost for themselves, but
I don't know if they will.
4AM are actually going to disengage on that.
Yeah, it's a southeast shift. That shifts away from XQF and Cloud9, so I think they'll disengage off this and try and go for circle position rather than try and take the fight outside the zone. And it is circle luck for Omen finally as they land themselves smack bang in the middle of the circle. So the circle gods have been kind today.
Hopefully they'll be able to capitalize on that and get themselves some more points on deck. Chopper's looking for the shot on Ayala here. Sees him running around all over the place. Wants to take it, but not given a clean shot just yet. Waiting for him to get in the car so he can just take it immediately.
That's the easiest shot.
Yeah, because you know he's not going to be moving for at least half a second. You can kind of feel Chopper's frustration here. He's like, just get in and sit still, please.
Yeah.
Give me the easy one.
Ayala's being very vigilant, though. And if he's clever, he'll know that the rest of Team Queso isn't too far away.
The real million IQ players just jump in the car and swap seats immediately and see if a shot comes through.
Not a bad shout, that. Not a bad shout.
DKG occupying a hilltop. We've seen a lot of this from our Chinese teams, particularly XQF yesterday. We're big fans of just grabbing some high up territory, getting the high ground where they have the advantage and just trying to snipe every other team.
Yep.
They cleaned up a lot of kills doing that as well, so we'll see how well it works for DKG.
Paraboy, highlight of his play yesterday was actually snaking kills away, snaking knocks away from other teams, and you can bet your bottom dollar he's going to be looking to do that again today. I think he got 3 or 4 that weren't from his knock.
Oh, at least.
He managed to clean up the final blow and get the point for his team. As you see the average stats now for XQF, average of 21.5 points.
Average rank 2.
It's not bad, not a bad return.
Of course, these stats are only from 2 maps, as we only played 2 Erangels thus far, but that's still pretty good off of those 2 maps for the first 2 games yesterday. Have to see how that one does turn out, given a bit more play time. Just for some context, by the way, don't have those sorts of stats for the Chinese teams in the past, but for the other teams in here, C9 average placement of 6th, Tempo 6.5, Omen 7.3. Our South Asian teams are all between 7 and 9. Team Case are all about 6 as well. So no one's really got anything higher than an average placement of 6 before PEC. Of course, those stats will change based on the games that were played yesterday. Like C9 have pushed their average placing up by quite a bit, getting only top 3s.
I feel C9 were robbed on day one. I still think they were absolutely, like, if you go into a tournament,
even though they got a win.
Yeah, well, but they finished top 3 in every single game, and they find themselves on the 4th spot as Aman actually finds Beowulf the IGL with a DP, so that's not a good start for Cloud9. Losing Big Bayo, who is one of their star players, I'd say. He's a very confident young man, and he's got the play to back it up, especially in this tournament so far. Uneven actually took the MVP yesterday out of that game they did win with 6 kills, which was, I think, 6 out of 8 kills Uneven managed to claim.
We'll find that. Yeah, it was an 8-kill win for them, so getting 6 sounds about right. Ayala's opening up with the old dinner plate. Not able to get the spray onto the player in the car, though.
Pizza gun. Dinner plate. It's got plenty of names. It's got a lot of character.
Making up names for it now, mate. Dinner plate is like an accepted one. I don't know where you pulled pizza gun from.
Well, it's got, well, I mean, the mag looks like a pizza.
By that logic, you could call it like a frisbee gun.
It could be a frisbee gun.
What else is
Have you tried throwing
roughly
that?
disc-based?
I reckon that mag would be a bit heavy to throw around, though.
Oh, just go to the gym, mate.
Yeah, could do.
Lift some weights and then
Sounds like hard work to me.
Fling a DP mag. That's the point of going to the gym, right? Either way, Stings still remaining pretty slow as we are about to have our next circle shift here. We'll have to see which of our teams it's going to favour. Omen are praying that it's going to donut. It's actually done reasonably okay for them. They're still pretty central. A lot of our teams will have to move, though, and look down to the bottom left-hand side of the map there. 4 AM, Mega, Unique, Tempo, all in a very similar spot and all going to be rotating in the same way. That could be a bit interesting.
Oh, Rain, a sniper specialist, has managed to whip one out. M24 shot onto Mega. Takes a knock, but with these sniper shots, you often see that they just amount to nothing, really. Just breaking armor,
yeah, especially
expending
early on.
meds.
It's very difficult to be able to, like, confirm those knocks, especially if players can just crawl away to their teammates and cover.
One of the big things is the information you get out of it, though, because you find out what team you just knocked. So
Exactly.
then you can kind of plan around. Like, if you knocked a weaker team or a team that's already had eliminations against them, then all of a sudden you're very keen to get aggressive. And Rain is in the middle of 2 trees at the moment, ducking and weaving. He's taken a shot or 2 back from Mega, you'd assume, as Team Queso actually become under fire. FFQ, one of that teams, are 6th place at the moment. They can't really afford to drop players early, and 4 AM have got them in their sights. Kitsune has been taken out by Ayala.
And confirmed as well.
That's the star player of Team Queso getting involved very early.
304-meter elimination, that one.
It's pretty decent as... Oh, not again. Svanovo in the kill feed early days. Another knock to his name as Rain is...
Tempo. Goodness me.
Yeah, he's got I think that's 2 or 3 knocks now onto FFQ. They've traded one back.
Tucker, no.
Is it going to be enough?
Tucker's just jumped out of the car and binned himself trying to go back and help his team. That's not what you want to see at all.
But Sol
FFQ
on the backside.
Straight down to 3 players.
Sol on the backside's actually found a hole in the Tempo Storm defense, and all of a sudden Nico's forced to throw out all the grenades he can, all the smokes to try and get his teammates up. Spec goes down in full to Mortal. Strider, the snipers are coming out thick and fast here on map 1. This is a rough spot for Team Queso, and
this is going to be
clean
tough.
up here.
Raining in nades. And 4 AM, we've seen some really good nades from them so far. I don't think any of them have touched down exactly where he wants just yet, but that is a big concentration of Team Queso players. If he could have got those nades over there.
Needs to note for Svanovo. Yesterday, his nade game was on point. He cleaned up so many kills with that. His Tate has just rotated into the crosshairs of Suck. That is so unfortunate. The kill might be stolen, actually, and it is by Team Unique.
Team Queso still in a very, very tough spot here, though. Trapped in the open between multiple teams. 4AM trying to make some space and pull back from it. FFQ are putting some damage on a Tempo Storm once again. They're having a pretty rough time here. Down to just 1 player. They do have 1 that they can potentially res, but it's still not looking too good for them.
Orange
also down to 1 and actually going to go out in 15th place with no points to their name.
That is not the start that Orange wanted to be seeing on day number 2. Svanovo did take a few shots and he's gone down as FFQ are down and out. Chica finishes them off, so Tempo Storm climb themselves up to 3 points. It's only Chica remaining, I believe, for Tempo.
Yeah, I think so.
So things haven't gone his way either. He finds himself outside the zone. He needs to rotate in. 4 AM are in a really tough spot too, Tim.
Yeah, it's not looking too great for them. They are pinned down by a lot of teams. Pira is going to grab one onto Yudo and get the confirm as well. Actually, no, it's not even who steals it, but C9, regardless, will get themselves some points. Mega coming under fire from multiple teams here as well. And C9, once again, having to fight with XQF. Paraboy has all of them in his sights.
They're all lined up for Paraboy here. They're stuck in the hut, and the forward aggression comes out from Cool Boy, I believe it is, on the flank, pushing up onto the rocks. If he can get a nade in there, it's going to land sweet as it can. Sixless looks like he's actually found an angle to recover his North American brethren, stopping Cool Boy and Order in their tracks. Wi-Fi is the one to get the knock onto Order.
So at least some pressure will be relieved at this point. C9, currently the hope of the North American region, sitting in 4th. They don't want to go out this early. They don't really have too many points at the minute. Well, 1 in this game. They're going to need some more before they go out. If they go out here in 13th, that is 0 placement points to be added to any kills they're able to get. And Jimmy and Order are very, very close to C9 here. They need to be careful.
Is that Order confirmed? He's out. Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, he's out.
So the 2 Chinese giants are now on to 3. A suck goes down from Mega, so that could be the second kill onto 4 AM early days. This fight has massive implications on the tournament. Nades from Jimmy. We saw some absolute belters as Tempo Storm get finished. Oh, it was so close.
Goodness me.
Jimmy's got 2 more in the back pocket as action on that south side continues to rain out. DKG will be licking their lips with the news of these teams dropping down.
Oh, goodness. C9 are in such a tough spot here, but so too XQF. Jimmy's in a great spot to put some damage into C9, but he's already thrown some utility. They know where he is. 4 AM here on your screens. You can see how many teams are surrounding them. All of our leaders are in tough situations.
Whoa!
Early on, all of Team Queso just got eliminated.
That's a dinner plate spray down if I've ever seen one. Mega finished off Team Queso and claimed themselves a plethora of points, really. They move up to 4 as Online has found Svanovo. That is the MVP of the tournament so far on the deck. The spray comes out, but it's not going to be enough. Online's found 4 AM down to 1 player early on. Mega getting lit up from the side. Unique get involved. Cloud9 start to answer. Jimmy goes down. In other news, Svanovo looks like he might get up at Regaltos. He's got the nades primed. He knows they're in the smoke. Can he land one to perfection?
If he can get 1 nade in here and knock out 4
That could
AM,
be 3.
XQF are already suffering. At least the reses are coming through from 4 AM here. You can see it on your screens, but they are in no way out of trouble just yet. Jimmy, I believe, did just get confirmed as well. XQF down to 2. All of our leaders here are suffering. Cloud9 actually thought they lost one. They've somehow still got 4 up, but they're not out of the frying pan or into the fire just yet. They've got to be careful as Zuck cops a nade quite close by.
Yeah, DKG is the team that's really winning in out of this as they've got 5 eliminations and they've got all 4 players up. Unique poking onto Mega is going to alleviate the pressure that they had onto 4 AM and Soul. They rotated away from this fight into the zone. Meanwhile, Omen, they continue to be gifted the circle. They could get involved in this fight soon enough.
Have a look at the western side of the circle there. You can see it on your mini-map here. Look how many teams are still out on the edge of this zone. 4 AM, Soul, Unique, all over there. Mega as well, edge camping them. So this is going to be a very difficult one. We're going to lose some more players here before they make it inside the circle. Svanovo is going to get involved and grab Yasho. He's still climbing around the grass here, but he's been found. 4 AM are not able to cover it just yet either. He's actually been confirmed. 4 AM down to 2, and Fnatic will go out in 11.
Down to 1, it's Suck versus the world. Soul know where he is. These nades start to rain out. Jinhee's been confirmed, so it is just Suck left for 4 AM, the current leaders. Regaltos pokes around, doesn't quite see him, but now Aman with the scout card. That is 4 AM done. Viper claims it, and a great start so far for Team Soul as they've managed to pick up 6 kills. Megas lurking in the grass, the last player stoned, has teams all around him. Hasn't quite managed to find the engagement he wants as DKG continue to rain hurt onto Yudu. Yudu gank dropping players left, right and center. They're down to 1 player remaining as Beowulf goes down for the 2nd time so far. Cloud9 looked like they got out of that sticky situation as the pressure let up momentarily from XQF.
Still need to find that res though to keep themselves at 4 strong. But now that 4am are out on just 5 points, keep an eye, I should say, on how the rest of our top 4 perform. We're looking at XQF, Cloud9, and DKG. If any of them can get a win this game,
you do.
With a whole bunch of kills, they can push themselves all the way up into first place. You do, going to go out in 8th place to some grenades.
Yeah, they stacked up, and unfortunately they had a grenade line of sight on them. Cool Boy is being picked off though, and Paraboy's in the sights. DKG moving forward, but it is Cloud9 getting sprayed down as well from the alternate angle. DKG have the perfect line here to ruin their competition. Perkasas is hiding in that hut. Don't know how he's going to get out of there. XQF gone in 6th. I believe they only had 2 or 3 kills to their name too, so these are small games from these giant teams.
Certainly not looking too good for our leaders at this point, but once again, it's all eyes on Cloud9 and DKG. If Cloud9 can finish off these reses, which it looks like they're doing, they're still 4 strong. Mega, just one player, never mind, they're done. They're out in 5th. This is going to be a big change up for the top of the rankings. DKG already with 9 points. They are only 1 point ahead of C9. But they've got way more points in this game, so C9 needs to do some big work here to get over the top of them. Either way, the gap will be closing.
And there's only 1 remaining now for Soul, as Cloud9 actually steal the kills away from Omen. They only got 1 of those 2 as Pyra gets knocked as he tried to push up, use the carpet cover. DKG have the line of sight on him on the mini Uzi from the spray from long range, finishes it off. Perkasas gets the trade, but his player is down already. Mortal snipes Beowulf and confirmed by DKG. That kill's stolen. It's uneven versus the world. I believe he has Perkasas with him, playing that anchor role. Perkasas finds Moxon, a small gap. Manages to find it, uneven. He's in a decent position now, but it is going to be picked off. Crazy from downtown finds Perkasas on the rotate, and Zute from downtown as well finishes him off with the DP. DKG are bleeding, but they will be able to get one of those revives, and 11 points to their name. They've had a fantastic start. It is Omen in the box seat though. All of their players alive. They have the compound. They're going to have to move out of it. They know where uneven is. Wi-Fi has been paying close attention to that side of the map.
If Omen can take out this game, that would be such a huge thing for their morale. We know they had a rough day yesterday. We know the team were a little bit down at the start of the day today, so they'll be pulling through for this one, but they've got to get over the top of DKG, if anything. Team Soul and Cloud9 maybe not going to be too much of a threat with only 1 player remaining each, but bare minimum for Omen here, it's a 4v4 against all of DKG. Speaking of DKG, they're going to be going straight in for the confirm on C9, and they'll spray him down. So that's C9 out in 4th now. Only, well, 3 kills, but 11 points, so not too bad.
Mortal can play spoiler here as another DKG player goes down. They have 12 eliminations to their name. It really is going to be an Omen versus DKG finish, with Mortal trying to clean up any scraps that he can on the outside. Mortal on social media has been compared to Mahendra Singh Dhoni from India, one of the most popular figures over there, but he's been taken out. I think Dhoni would have won that. So it is DKG versus Omen to finish off the first game of day 2. They're on the rotate.
Oh my goodness, they're trying to get out of here. DKG is spraying towards them. Zute behind a tree. Sickles and Wi-Fi are actually going to get away just, but that car could explode. They'll need to be careful with that one. And already Crazy's putting some shots through. They've also left Carnage in as a bit of a lurk out to the left as well. He didn't actually move out of that compound. Circle is gone. It'll be encroaching soon. It's going to come to the gunfights, and Wi-Fi's gone down early. So too, Sixless.
Oh no, that's disaster for Omen as they lose 2 of the players that were pushing up for positioning, and DKG have fanned out perfectly to be able to assess all these angles. You see Moxon is so far away from the other 2-2 split. Moxon, 4 kills moving through. He has an idea of where Carnage is. Crazy gets taken out by Carnage. This is going to alert Moxon, and Moxon is a millimeter off finishing off. Carnage! He gets turned on though. Carnage has found 2 of the players, evening things up. Zute getting picked off by the smoke. No, he does get found through the smoke. This is 3 players for MLV. Down Carnage, the last hope for North America to claim their 2nd victory at the PEC. He's being sprayed down, sprayed out, found out. That is DKG claiming back-to-back wins at the PEC, finishing where they, well, starting off where they finished yesterday with another win. That's another win for the Chinese teams as well, but a fantastic performance from Team Seoul, Team Omen Elite as well. rising up the ranks. These are the 2 of the 3 bottom-ranked teams, and they've managed to play themselves big points in Game 1 of Day 2.
C9 getting themselves 11. That, I mean, I would say that will put themselves in 3rd place, but unfortunately, DKG just had a blinder and pushed themselves up the leaderboard. That said, 4am, only 5 points. XQF, 6. So, if it had been any other team than DKG who got a boatload of points for the win there, then C9 might have pushed themselves into the top 3. As it is, I think they might still be in 4th, but that gap between them and whoever's in 3rd place now will have closed substantially. I think it should be XQF in 3rd now.
Yeah, a team that is a little bit nervous after that game is Tempo Storm. They only secured the 3 points, while Mega, a team very close by to them, secures 13. So that's a 10-point swing in the favor of Mega. We'll have to see how that affects our standings, but again, we saw that so close with Carnage equaling things up in that 2v2, but it was the fanned-out approach from DKG that really made the difference there. They were able to find